Still rocking it?
Yeah. You know it.
Can we take another tuning pitch, please? Had some little trickle in since we last tuned.
It's pretty bold, man.
Alright, beginning please. And good morning. Guys, you ready? Yes. little softer and keep it lighter. This is the British march. Let's get a little lighter and softer because we're falling a little bit behind. Let's just start that. Everything else, the trumpets and the woodwinds, keep the notes a little shorter. Right now it's elongated. Beginning.
Okay. Distill that down to 1 or 2 sentences.
Okay. A lot lighter and softer. Go. A lot more space in between. Almost pecky, but not that pecky. Here we go. Let's try it again. Beginning. 1, 2, 3.
Denny, hold on. So back up on the podium. Okay. So if you're conducting, and I think some of this is happening when you're conducting, you have a lot of ideas that's going through your head, but what's not on the front of your mind is the sound that's coming into your ears. You have to move your thoughts to the background and bring the sound to the foreground. Because the first couple bars are still a mess. Right? So, and go back to the beginning.
Okay.
And I want to see what you just, like what Tony says. Tony, what is it? Observe, diagnose,
prescribe.
Go.
Okay.
From the top.
Beginning.
Just only focus on the sound coming at you.
Okay. We're still a little late in the low brass. We're listening. Watch me instead of listen. Let's try that again.
Yep.
Give you time here.
Don't think about yourself. It doesn't. Your gestures don't matter right now to me.
Right.
All that matters is that. And you were right about the low brass being behind. What you also could have said was that was better. And sometimes we want to teach so much because we feel like, especially when we're just getting into it, we feel like we have to say things. But like I said in my session, just by me saying that the first 2 bars are a mess, the next time you did it, it was going to be better. Because in people's minds, they're like, oh, I brought attention to it.
Right.
And sometimes you don't have to teach at all. You just say, that wasn't so good. Let's do it again.
Okay.
Not always. Sometimes you have to dig deeper.
Right.
Okay? So back to the top. So let's move on from that frame.
Okay.
So back to the top and do what you want to do. But start with some music.
Okay.
And then listen, diagnose, whatever.
Express. Beginning in, please.
Why did you make that look?
It was still late.
So what's the fundamental problem? I mean, they're late.
Is it my fault?
No.
No.
And you're going faster than them.
Okay.
Right? And so that's, whether you say just some kind of intention, like, listen guys, maybe my interpretation is different than what we've been doing in the past, but I want to go a little faster. I think your tempo is a little too fast, to be honest, but that's okay. It's your tempo. So back to the top.
Okay.
Again. Denny and I had our session this morning. Denny connects his head to power gestures. And the problem with that is just visually for an ensemble, when you see somebody using their head in conjunction with the music, I think it sends a message that you're not necessarily listening the way that you should be. And it's kind of an introverted way for a conductor to experience music. So when you want something special to happen, you gotta bring it to you. Because you're trying to go to them with your head and it weakens the gesture. So just, when you want something to happen, just stand up straight, put your shape in it. Don't move. That whole book, like lean in, don't do that in conducting. Alright, pick a spot and go.
Let's start from the beginning again. Why not?
Sure. I can tell you were listening though, that last time through. I mean, right now, I'm watching you, but I'm kind of watching with my ears.
Okay. Beginning again, please. Essentially, so it's partially my fault as well, but we just listen back to the tuba. You're keeping pulse, and let's try to be honest about that so they don't slow down. We're slowing down a bit earlier.
Danny, your voice, I'd like for you to project your voice more.
Okay.
And your speech is very kind of legato. So when you're giving instructions, focus on being more precise with your words.
Okay.
Because your words, they end up kind of stringing together like this, and everybody be more pointed. Okay, so that's one thing. In your run through with this, I felt, and you guys, and this is the second day. You sat there all day yesterday and kind of did your job. But you tell me, I want to get you more involved today. Were you uncomfortable rhythmically with some of the things he was doing in this section? There were some things that made me, in that moment, kind of question your musicianship, which I know is not a problem, because I know you're a good musician, but in that moment, there were things that you were doing that I did not understand rhythmically. It didn't seem connected to the music at all. And I don't know if you were just trying to look a certain way because of things that you've been taught at workshops or whatever, but I felt like your gestures were disconnected from the actual sounds that were coming at you.
Okay.
So start in this section. Start at rum, rum, bum, bum, bum.
Can I just add one thing, Chris?
Yeah.
And that is, I love the idea of going into two and feeling that. But for me, it's what do they need?
They need
And so
time.
in the moment, if they're not with you, if there's a problem with tempo, then go back into two for a bit. You can go back,
Okay.
but you're doing it because they need something from you in that moment. It's like what he's been saying, use your ears, let that be in the foreground. And so then you go back, and they get that tempo back, and then you go back.
Okay.
True dat. Start there.
All right. Which is pickups of 4 for 8.
Denny. Speak clear.
Pickups to 4 before 8, please.
Yes.
1.
Like that was really good for a minute until in your mind you thought, I should go into two now because it's more artistic. Just ride the time.
Okay.
I mean, literally, like imagine the sound coming at you, and it's this weird balance between leading and participating. That's what I want you to think about. As the sound's coming at you, just kind of ride it, and then when it feels right, ride it maybe in a different way, but don't try to be in such control of what's happening. Let the sound, actual sound waves, inform what your arms are doing. Same spot. But most of what I believe what I care about is that you're listening. So when you're listening, what are you looking at?
For timing and articulation.
Oh, sorry. What are you actually looking at with your eyes when you're listening to the band play?
I was looking at places.
I know.
I know.
I know. Same spot. Just but go at rum rum boom boom. That's where I want you to start.
Okay.
So right there, and whatever's important to you musically,
Okay.
I want you to look at those people, not in their direction, but at the person. Hey,
Okay.
hey guys.
2.5 minutes.
All right. Let's go.
Look at the person making the music that you care about in that moment. And maybe you might move around a little bit. Just I don't care about this right now.
Okay.
Do it. Don't do anything that gets in their way or is bad. Just kind of, conduct, but conduct with your ears right now. And your eyes, connect with the people.
Let's go 1 before 8, please.
I can hear what you said.
1 before 8, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You were like, this is so close, I think, to being like where I want you to be today. But I think you're trying to do too much here, and you're not connecting. So like, when you connect with the people, and this isn't about me at all, so I'm not going to do anything fancy that makes me think I'm trying to make it about me, but let's go right at that same spot. By connecting with them with my eyes and my ears and knowing the music the way I wanted to, I knew that I didn't like the clarinet sound. Clarinet was too strong. Tuba was a little too much at that time. By connecting your eyes and your ears to what you want it to be and putting that first, and then letting your gestures develop as you mature as a conductor, I think that's the most important thing for you right now.
Okay.
Is to focus on the sound coming at you and focus on the people sitting in front of you, as people, and connect all that together, and then this will come. Just keep working on this. You're on the right, you know what you need to do with this. But I feel like it's coming from a place that's not grounded yet in really letting the sound come in. And it's the hardest thing to do for a young conductor. I think, is to really let your ears open up on the podium, because you feel so much pressure to do so many things, right? Like we feel like we got to do all this stuff, but the most important thing is that you're listening and you're connecting with the people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep going, man.
Yeah.
Like, the next couple of days are gonna be fun. All right?